You've been told that change takes time, that transformation is a long, difficult journey, that you need to work hard, push through resistance, and slowly, over months or years, you'll become the person you want to be. But what if I told you that's the exact belief keeping you trapped? Let me ask you something. How many times have you woken up with the intention to change, to be different, to feel different, to live differently? And by noon, maybe even by breakfast, you're right back in the same thoughts, the same reactions, the same emotional loop you've been running for years. You want to change. God, you know you need to change. You can feel it in your bones, but something invisible keeps pulling you back, like gravity, like a magnet you can't see but can't escape. Here's what nobody talks about. You're not weak. You're not broken. You're not lacking willpower or discipline. You're stuck in a pattern that lives deeper than your conscious mind. A pattern that's been written into your biology, into your nervous system, into the very architecture of who you've become. Most people spend their entire lives trying to change from the outside in. New job, new relationship, new city, waiting for the external world to shift so they can finally feel different. But here's the paradox, the quantum paradox that flips everything upside down. You have to change from the inside out, not because it's poetic, not because it sounds spiritual, but because that's how reality actually works at the quantum level. Your internal state, your thoughts, your emotions, your state of being, they're not just experiencing reality. They're creating it, collapsing it, calling it into form. And here's where it gets stunning. You don't need years. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need to wait until you feel ready. You need about 20 minutes a day and a precise understanding of how your three brains work together to transform who you are at the deepest level. I'm going to show you something today that most people never discover. A method, a neuroscientific quantum field-tested method for jumping timelines, for becoming a different person, not gradually, not eventually, but in the space between one meditation and the next. This is about the three brains meditation method. And if you stay with me, if you really hear what I'm about to share, you won't leave this video the same person who started it. Ready to go deeper? Let's begin. So let's start with the uncomfortable truth. The reason you keep recreating the same life, the same problems, the same emotional experiences, it's not because you're not trying hard enough. It's because your body has memorized your emotions. Let me explain this. Your brain has three distinct parts, three different processing centers. And most people, almost everyone, only knows how to use one of them. They live entirely in their thinking brain, their neocortex, the part that analyzes, plans, worries, remembers. But here's what happens. Every experience you've ever had, every moment of stress, fear, excitement, joy created a chemical signature in your body. Your limbic brain, your emotional brain, released specific chemicals. Cortisol when you were stressed, adrenaline when you were afraid, oxytocin when you felt love. And over time, through repetition, through pattern, through living the same emotional experiences over and over, your body learned. It memorized. It became addicted to those chemicals. So now, even when there's no external reason to feel anxious, your body craves that familiar cocktail of stress hormones. Even when there's no threat, your system recreates the feeling of fear because that's what it knows. That's what it's been conditioned to produce. You're not living. You're reliving. You're not creating new experiences. You're recreating old emotions and then looking for events in your environment to justify why you feel that way. Think about it. How many times have you woken up feeling anxious before anything even happened? How many times have you felt angry and then found something, anything to be angry about? That's not the world making you feel that way. That's your body running a program, a chemical program, an emotional program that's been playing on repeat for so long you think it's just who you are. But it's not who you are. It's who you've been. And that right there is the prison, the invisible prison. And most people never realize they're in it. Here's the battle happening inside you right now. Your neocortex, your thinking brain, has big dreams, big visions. It can imagine a different life, a better version of you. It can see the possibilities, it can learn new information, it can create new neural pathways, but your cerebellum, your subconscious brain, your animal brain, it's running on autopilot. It's executing programs you installed years ago, maybe decades ago, programs about who you are, what you're capable of, what you deserve, how the world works. And here's the kicker. Your cerebellum is faster, more powerful, more automated. It doesn't need to think. It just acts. It just reacts. It just repeats. So you can read every self-help book, attend every seminar, set every intention. But if your subconscious programming doesn't change, if your body doesn't believe the new story, you'll keep sabotaging yourself. You'll keep returning to the familiar, to the known, to the comfortable discomfort you've always lived in. It's like trying to drive a car with one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake. Your conscious mind says go, your subconscious says stop, and you wonder why you're not moving. The ancient patterns win every time, not because they're stronger than your willpower, but because they're deeper, they're older, they're more practiced. Your body knows how to be anxious. It's been anxious for years. Your body knows how to feel unworthy. It's felt unworthy since childhood. Your body knows how to expect disappointment. It's been disappointed so many times, it's now a reflex. So when you try to change just by thinking differently, by setting new goals, by making new plans, you're only engaging one brain, the weakest brain, the one that's always been overruled by the deeper programming below. And that's why most people fail. Not because change is impossible, but because they're using the wrong tools. They're trying to think their way into a new life when they need to be their way into it. But here's what no one tells you. Here's the part that changes everything. Your brain is plastic, not fixed, not permanent. Plastic, neuroplasticity. It's one of the most profound discoveries in modern neuroscience. Your brain can change at any age, at any stage, in any circumstance. Nerve cells that fire together, wire together, that's the law, the biological law. When neurons activate simultaneously, they form connections, pathways, highways of thought and behavior. But here's the flip side. Nerve cells that no longer fire together, no longer wire together. Stop using a pathway and it begins to prune, to dissolve, to disappear. You can unlearn who you've been and you can learn who you want to become. Not by hoping, not by wishing, but by creating new neural patterns, new emotional signatures, new states of being. The question isn't whether you can change. The question is, are you willing to become uncomfortable enough to break the pattern? So why don't people change? If neuroplasticity is real, and it is, why do so many people stay stuck? Because they skip the most critical part, the emotional part. Let me tell you how most people approach transformation. They learn something new, they get inspired, they understand intellectually what they need to do, and then they try to force themselves to act differently while still feeling the same. But you can't think your way into a new personality. You can't just decide to be confident while your body is still producing the chemistry of insecurity. You can't fake it till you make it when every cell in your body is screaming the old story. Here's what's missing. Feeling. Not thinking about feeling. Actually feeling. Generating the emotion. Creating the chemistry. Conditioning your body to a new state before the external evidence shows up. Most people wait for their life to change so they can feel grateful. So they can feel abundant, so they can feel worthy. They're living in cause and effect. Newtonian cause and effect. Something happens, then I feel something. But in the quantum model, in the model where consciousness and matter are connected, you reverse it. You feel it first. You generate the emotion first. You create the internal state first, and then the quantum field responds. Not because it's magic, not because it's wishful thinking, but because your thoughts and feelings create an electromagnetic signature, a signal, a broadcast into the field of infinite possibilities. And that signal, when it's coherent, when your mind and body are aligned, when you're thinking and feeling in harmony, that signal collapses a wave of probability into a particle of reality. This is quantum mechanics. This is how manifestation actually works, not through hoping and waiting, but through becoming. through embodying the state of being that matches the reality you want to experience. And that's where the 3 brains method comes in. Here's the radical shift, the shift that changes the entire game. You don't go from thinking to doing to being. That's the long way. That's the way that takes years of repetition, of trial and error, of slowly conditioning your body through external experience. There's a shortcut, a quantum shortcut. You can go directly from thinking to being. Skip the middle step entirely, and you do it through meditation, through mental rehearsal, through creating the experience so vividly in your mind and feeling it so deeply in your body that your brain and your biology can't tell the difference between the imagined experience and the real one. This isn't visualization. This isn't positive thinking. This is neurochemical reconditioning. This is rewiring your subconscious. This is installing a new program at the deepest level of your being. When you close your eyes and you enter a meditative state, when your brainwaves slow down, when you move from beta to alpha to theta, something extraordinary happens. The analytical mind quiets, the thinking brain takes a back seat, and the subconscious brain becomes programmable, malleable, open. In that state, you can rehearse a new future. You can practice being a different person. You can feel emotions you've never felt. You can activate parts of your brain and parts of your body that have been dormant for years. And when you do this with intention, with focus, with elevated emotion, when you combine a clear mental image with a corresponding feeling, you're literally building new neural circuits. You're creating new synaptic connections. You're conditioning your autonomic nervous system to a new baseline. You don't need to do anything. You need to be someone. You need to become the person who already has what you want, who already lives the life you desire, who already embodies the frequency you're trying to match. And that transformation, that shift from one state of being to another, that happens in meditation. That happens in the gap between thoughts. That happens when you drop from your head into your heart. So let me walk you through the method. The 3 brains meditation method. This is your blueprint, your roadmap, your step-by-step process for quantum transformation. Brain 1, the neocortex, the thinking brain. This is where you start. This is where you get clear, crystal clear. You use your thinking brain to define who you want to become, not what you want to have, not what you want to do, who you want to be. What does that version of you think? How do they see the world? What beliefs do they hold? What patterns do they run? You're not just setting a goal. You're designing a personality, a state of consciousness, an identity. And you do this with precision, with detail, with specificity, because vague intentions create vague results. The quantum field responds to clarity, to coherence, to focused intention. So you sit, you close your eyes, and you ask, who am I becoming? Not who I was, not who I am right now, who I'm becoming. And you let your neocortex build that model, that prototype, that future self. Brain 2, the limbic brain, the emotional brain. Now here's where most people stop. They think about who they want to be, but they never feel it. They imagine the future, but they stay emotionally anchored to the past. So in the second phase of the meditation, you activate your limbic brain. You generate the emotion, you create the feeling. You ask yourself, how would I feel if I was already this person? If I already had this life? If this reality was already mine? Would I feel grateful? Would I feel free? Would I feel powerful? Would I feel abundant? Would I feel loved? And then you don't just think about those emotions. You produce them. You cultivate them. You amplify them. You let them fill your body. You let them change your chemistry. You let them signal your genes to create new proteins, new enzymes, new expressions of who you are. This is where the magic happens. This is where the alchemy occurs. When thought and feeling combine, when mind and body unite, you create a new electromagnetic signature. A new signal. A new broadcast. And that signal, it doesn't go out into your room, it goes out into the field, the quantum field, the invisible matrix of potential that surrounds and permeates everything. Brain 3, the cerebellum, the subconscious brain. And then the final step, the integration, the embodiment. You let this new state of being drop into your cerebellum, into your subconscious, into your automatic programming. You rehearse it not once, not twice, every day, until it's no longer something you're trying to do, until it's something you just are. This is how you go from thinking to being without the middle step. This is how you reprogram your biology. This is how you collapse a new timeline. This is how you quantum jump. You use all three brains: thought, emotion, and repetition. Mind, heart, and body, intention, feeling, and embodiment. And when all three align, when all three are coherent, synchronized, harmonized, you don't just change your mind, you change your matter, you change your reality. Let me give you the practical steps, the exact process I use, the process that's changed thousands of lives. Step 1. Get present. You can't access the quantum field from the past or the future. You can only access it from the now, so you sit, you breathe, you let go of your identity, your name, your problems, your history. You let it all dissolve. You become no one, no body, no thing, pure consciousness, pure awareness. Step 2. Create the vision. Now you activate your neocortex. You see the future you, not as a fantasy, as a reality that already exists in the field. You see yourself moving through your day with confidence, with joy, with purpose. You see yourself responding differently to old triggers. You see yourself embodying the energy you want to become. Make it vivid, make it sensory, make it real. Step 3. Generate the feeling. This is where you shift from head to heart. You ask, how would it feel? And you don't wait for the feeling to come. You create it, you summon it, you call it forth from the field. Gratitude. That's the master emotion. Gratitude is the signal that says it's already done. So you feel grateful for this future as if it's already here. You thank the universe before you see the evidence. You embody the emotion of the wish fulfilled. Step 4. Surrender and trust. And then you let go, you release. You don't try to control how it happens or when it happens or through whom it happens. You just trust. You trust that the field is responding, that your signal has been received, that the quantum collapse is already underway. You get up from your meditation different, not hoping to change, already changed, not waiting to become, already being. That's the practice, that's the method, that's the three brains meditation. Now let me tell you about elevated emotions, because this is where most people get it wrong. They meditate from lack, from need, from desperation, and that signal that broadcasts more lack, more need, more desperation. Elevated emotions are emotions that exist independent of external conditions. You don't need a reason to feel them. You don't need the evidence to justify them. You generate them from within. Gratitude, not gratitude for what you have, gratitude for what's coming, gratitude for what already exists in the quantum field, gratitude for the future that's collapsing into your present moment right now. Joy, not because something good happened, joy because you're alive, joy because you're conscious, joy because you're creating, joy as your natural state. Joy as your frequency, joy as your signature. Love, not romantic love, not conditional love, universal love. The love that connects you to everything, the love that dissolves separation, the love that reminds you that you're not a drop in the ocean. You're the entire ocean in a drop. Freedom, the feeling of being unbound, unlimited, unrestricted, no longer a prisoner of your past, no longer controlled by your circumstances, free to choose, free to create, free to be. These emotions, when you cultivate them, when you practice them, when you embody them in meditation, they do something extraordinary to your biology. They activate your heart center. They create coherence between your heart and your brain. They regulate your nervous system. They upgrade your energy field. And here's what the research shows. When you're in an elevated emotional state, your body stops living in survival mode. It stops producing stress hormones. It stops breaking down. It starts producing growth hormones, repair hormones, anti-aging hormones. Your immune system strengthens, your energy increases, your clarity sharpens. But more than that, and this is the quantum part, elevated emotions change your electromagnetic signature. Your heart generates the strongest electromagnetic field in your body, 60 times stronger than your brain. And when your heart is coherent, when it's radiating love, gratitude, joy, that signal extends several feet beyond your body. That signal interacts with the quantum field. It broadcasts your state of being. It attracts experiences, people, opportunities that match that frequency. This isn't the secret, this isn't pseudoscience, this is measurable, this is documented. This is how energy and matter interact at the quantum level. You're not trying to manipulate reality, you're aligning with it. You're matching the frequency of what you want to experience. You're becoming a vibrational match, and the field responds. Not because it has a personality, not because it's conscious, but because that's the physics, that's the mechanics, that's how waves and particles behave. So when you meditate, when you use the 3 brains method, you don't just think about what you want. You feel into it, you become it, you embody it, before it shows up, before you see the proof, before the evidence arrives. And this brings me to the most critical piece: coherence. Your thoughts and your feelings have to match. They have to align. They have to be in harmony. Because if they're not, you're sending mixed signals. You're broadcasting noise, not a clear frequency. You can't think I want abundance while feeling lack. You can't think I'm confident while feeling insecure. You can't think I'm worthy while feeling shame. The field doesn't respond to your thoughts. It doesn't respond to your words. It responds to your state of being, to the electromagnetic signal created by the marriage of thought and feeling. And when there's incoherence, when your mind says one thing and your body feels another, you create static, interference. You cancel out your own signal. This is why affirmations don't work for most people. They're saying words with their mouth while their body is screaming the opposite. There's no coherence, no alignment, no unified field. But when you achieve coherence, when your conscious mind and your subconscious mind agree, when your thoughts and your emotions match, when your intention and your energy are synchronized, you become powerful, magnetic, creative. This is what Joe Dispenza calls getting beyond yourself. This is what the mystics call enlightenment. This is what quantum physics calls observer effect. You, the conscious observer, collapse the wave function. You select which probability becomes reality, and you do it through coherence, through alignment, through becoming a singular, focused, unified field of consciousness. So in your meditation, you check. You pause, you feel. Am I coherent? Is my mind believing what my heart is feeling? Is my body matching my thoughts? And if not, you don't judge it. You don't force it. You gently guide yourself back. You return to the feeling. You return to the vision. You return to the state of being you're practicing. Because that's what this is: practice, rehearsal, conditioning. You're training your nervous system. You're training your energy field. You're training your consciousness to hold a new frequency. And with repetition, it becomes automatic. It becomes you. But here's the paradox. Here's the twist that nobody talks about. And if you miss this, you'll sabotage everything I just taught you. The moment you stop needing it, the field can deliver it. Read that again. The moment you stop needing it, desperately wanting it, obsessively thinking about it, anxiously waiting for it, that's when it shows up. Why? Because need is a state of lack. Need says, I don't have it. Need broadcasts scarcity. And the field responds to that signal. It gives you more experiences of not having, more experiences of need. But when you're grateful for something before it arrives, when you feel abundant before you see the evidence, when you embody the energy of already having, you're no longer operating from need. You're operating from completion, from wholeness, from sufficiency. And that's the frequency the field matches. This is the paradox of manifestation. You have to care deeply enough to do the work, to meditate, to practice, to show up every day. But you have to care lightly enough to let go of the outcome, to release the attachment, to trust the process. White-knuckle gripping the steering wheel doesn't make the car go faster, it just exhausts you. Surrender isn't giving up. Surrender is giving over. It's handing the how and the when to a larger intelligence, to the field, to the universe, to the quantum organizing principle that orchestrates atoms and galaxies with equal precision. You do your part. You create the signal. You hold the frequency. You become the energy. And then you let it go. You release it into the field. You trust that it's done, that the wheels are already in motion, that the reality is already collapsing towards you. Not forcing, not pushing, not controlling, allowing, receiving, being. This is the master level. And most people never get here because they're too addicted to the struggle, too attached to the effort, too invested in making it happen instead of letting it happen. So how do you know it's working? How do you know you're not just daydreaming? How do you know the 3 brains method is actually changing your biology and your reality? Here are the signs, the unmistakable signs. Sign 1. You feel different after meditation. Not just relaxed, different. Like you've shifted, like something inside you has reorganized, like you're seeing the world through new eyes. That's neurochemical change. That's your biology responding to your practice. Sign 2. You react differently to old triggers. Someone says something that used to make you defensive, and now you just don't care. A situation that used to stress you out barely registers. You're responding from your new programming, not your old conditioning. That's the cerebellum updating. That's your subconscious mind changing. Sign 3. Synchronicities increase. Meaningful coincidences. Unexpected opportunities. The right person shows up at the right time. The information you needed appears out of nowhere. These aren't accidents. These are the field responding to your signal. Reality reorganizing itself to match your frequency. Sign 4. You stop overthinking. You don't need to analyze every outcome. You don't need to plan every step. You trust. You know. You feel it in your body. That's coherence. That's your conscious and subconscious mind working in harmony. And the biggest sign? You stop asking if it's working. You stop looking for evidence. Because you already know. Not because you saw proof. Because you became the proof. You embodied the change. You are different. That's when you know the meditation isn't something you do. It's someone you've become. The practice isn't separate from your life. The practice is your life. You're walking around in an elevated state. You're responding from your future self. You're collapsing new timelines with every choice, every thought, every feeling. You're no longer trying to change. You already changed. And now you're just watching your external reality catch up to your internal shift. That's mastery. That's quantum creation. That's living from the field instead of living from the senses. So here's my question for you, and I want you to really sit with this. Really feel into it. What version of yourself is waiting in the quantum field right now? Not someday, right now, in this moment. There's a probability, a potential, a timeline where you're already living the life you want, where you already embody the energy you're reaching for, where you already are the person you're trying to become. That version of you exists, not as a fantasy, as a real quantum possibility, a wave function that hasn't collapsed yet. But it's there, waiting, calling, pulling, and the only thing standing between the you right now and that version is your willingness to close the gap, to stop being who you were, to stop rehearsing the past, to stop living in survival, and to start being who you're becoming. You don't need more time. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need a sign from the universe. You need a decision, a commitment. 20 minutes a day, the 3 brains method: thought, emotion, embodiment. Neocortex, get clear on who you're becoming. Limbic brain, feel it before you see it. Cerebellum, rehearse it until it's automatic. That's it, that's the formula, that's the quantum jump. And I'm telling you, not as a theory, not as a hope, but as someone who's lived this, who's practiced this, who's witnessed this transform thousands of lives. When you commit to this practice, when you show up every day, when you choose coherence over chaos, when you choose creation over reaction, your reality shifts. Not gradually. Suddenly. Quantum leaps. Timeline jumps. You wake up one day and realize you're not the same person anymore. Your thoughts are different, your energy is different, your life is different. And the best part? It wasn't hard. It didn't require suffering. It didn't require years of therapy or decades of discipline. It required presence, intention, emotion, and repetition. That's the 3 brains meditation method. That's quantum manifestation. That's how you jump your reality. So if something shifted inside you while watching this, if something clicked, if something resonated, if you felt a spark of recognition or a whisper of possibility, hit that subscribe button. Not because I'm asking you to, but because you're saying yes. Yes to transformation. Yes to becoming. Yes to the quantum version of yourself that's ready to emerge. And here's what I want you to do. Drop one word in the comments, just one word, the word that captures your energy right now, the word that represents who you're becoming, the word that's your signal into the field. Because this isn't just a YouTube channel. This is a community, a movement, a collective of people who refuse to live as victims of their circumstances, who refuse to settle for the default program, who are actively, consciously, intentionally creating their reality from the inside out. We're not waiting for permission. We're not waiting for proof. We're not waiting for the world to change so we can change. We're changing first. We're becoming first. We're embodying the frequency first. And we're watching with awe, with gratitude, with wonder, as reality rearranges itself to match. So join us. Be part of this. Share this video with someone who's ready, someone who's been stuck, someone who needs to hear that change isn't hard. It's quantum. And remember, you didn't find this video by accident. Nothing is an accident. You're here because some part of you already knows, already believes, already is the person you're becoming. So stop doubting, stop hesitating, stop waiting for the right moment. The right moment is now. The quantum field is listening. Your three brains are ready to align. All that's left is your decision. Who are you becoming? Close your eyes, feel it, and let the quantum jump begin. I'll see you in the next video. Or maybe I'll see the new you